Okay guys, greetings once again and welcome to another edition by SETMind. In this lesson we'll be looking at the 2025 March tutorial test, and this will be the calculus edition. So let's go ahead and have a look at what they were expected to do and to understand. So let's zoom out. So if you observe carefully, the question reads, write the equation, which is that, in D operator form and solve using repeated first order methods. Find your answer, identify the y1 and y2, the y0 and y1, where y1 is the particular solution and y0 is the general solution to the homogeneous equation. So the first thing they require us to do here is to write in D operator form. And with D operator notation, just a quick reminder, the D, what it is for, is just for D, dt, or dx, depending on what your independent variable is. So in our case there, you will see that if you want to write this in D operator notation, we'll have d squared y and then minus dy, then minus 6y equals e to the t. And you will be able to see that we can express this as d squared minus d minus 6, have our y outside, and then have e to the t. And this here we can factorize. Two numbers, when you multiply, you get negative 6. And when you add them, you get negative 1. That sounds like a negative 3. And a positive 2. E to the t. Okay. So now that we have this, we can now start solving. And remember, we need to use the method of repeated factors. So let's start solving. So I'll take this to the next page and we start doing the work. So with the method of repeated, or the first order, or the repeated first order method, what we are going to do is we are going to take one of these and make it to be a certain variable. So we can take this here and maybe make it to be p of t. Okay. What does that mean? It means that now our equation is now left with, maybe let me not use p of t because we'll have a similar variable. So let's just use u of t. Okay. So this means we'll have d minus 3 times u, and this will be e to the t. Now, if you observe carefully, you should be able to see that what we have here is actually a first order linear differential equation. So let's quickly rewrite this first order linear differential equation. So if you look carefully, what we have is actually du dt, then minus 3u equals e to the power of t. And remember how a first order linear differential equation looks. It is usually dy dt, then plus p of t times y equals q of t. So when we look at our problem, we can easily see that our p of t, according to the standard form, remember what I just noted here, that is the standard form. So from this standard form, you will see that what we have is negative 3, and then our q of t, if you observe carefully, you'll see that it will be e to the power of t. So it will be e to the power of t. So in order for us to solve for a linear differential equation, we need to determine what is called an integration factor. Others would call it a coefficient. And that integration factor, it is described by mu, and how we find it, it is e to the integral of whatever that is p of t, which is usually multiplying the y. Okay. In our case, it is u. So our factor will be e the integral of minus 3 dt, and the answer will become e to the negative 3t. Okay. We hardly put in the plus c because it eventually cancels out. So that is what we have. And then what we know, once we found our factor, you can now easily find u. after finding your vector. How do we find u? U will be given by this equation here. So our u will be equal to the integral of the vector. Then we multiply it by q of t dt. And then we take all of this, we divide it by that integration vector. What does this mean? What it means is that we will have the integral of e to the minus 3t times our q. If you observe carefully, q of t, it is e to the t dt, and all of this is divided by that vector, which is e to the minus 3t. Okay, I hope this does make sense. Let's try and solve it. So on the numerator, you will see that we'll end up having an integral of e to the minus 2t dt, and this is dividing e to the negative 3t. When you solve, you will see that you'll end up having a negative half times e to the negative 2t. Let's create some space. Maybe push this a bit down. And then this will be plus c, and we are dividing by our common denominator, which is that. So let me create some space and we try and simplify the u. Okay. So if you observe carefully, you will see that our u will simply be, we'll have a negative a half. E to the power of these will subtract minus 2 minus minus 3. That will give us a t. And then plus a c times e to the power of 3t. So this here is what we have as our solution for u. But remember, what we are trying to find actually is y. That is what we are trying to solve ultimately here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug back the u. So if you look carefully, this is the expression that we had. Let's go to the next page, paste it here. We made u to be that, but we have found u now. And if you observe carefully, this is what we found u to be. So now let's go ahead and solve here. So remember that what we did here was to take u and make it to be d plus 2 times y, okay? But we have found the u. So now what we are going to do is we are going to replace, wherever we see u, we are going to replace it with d plus 2 times y. So what does this mean? It means we now have d plus 2 times y equaling what we have, negative a half e to the power of t, and then plus c e to the power of 3t. And guess what? When you observe and look carefully, you will see that this one here is a first order linear differential equation. So if we rewrite it in standard form, you will see that what we'll end up having is dy dt, and then plus 2 times y of t, or y, rather, and this will be equal to what we have on the right hand side, which is negative a half e to the t, and then plus c times e to the power of 3t. Now what we need to do is to do exactly the same process and solve for y. And if you observe carefully, I'm going to quickly remind you of the standard form of a linear differential equation, and that is dy dt plus p of t equals q of t. So I need to identify what is p of t and what is q of t. So if you observe carefully, p of t will be 2, and q of t will be everything that is on the right hand side. That is negative a half e to the t, then plus c e to the 3t. Now what I can do is do exactly what we did. We need to find the integration vector. And that vector is described by mu, which we get by doing the integral e to the power of the integral of p of t dt. So let's go ahead and find this vector. So it will be mu equals e to the power of, we'll be integrating 2. So it will be 2 dt, and the answer will be e to the 2t. Okay, now we can go ahead and solve for y. After finding that factor, finding y becomes easy because we use the same equation. It is the integral of this factor times q of t dt, and all of it is divided by the same factor. And if you observe carefully, it means we are going to have e to the 2t multiplied by our q of t, which, let me make space for our q of t. Remember, it is negative a half e to the t, and then plus c times e to the 3t dt. And all of this must be divided by the factor, which is e to the 2t. Now, if we look at what is happening inside the integral, you will see that we'll have a multiplication leading us to a negative a half e to the power of, this will now be 3t, and then plus c times e to the power of 5t dt. And all of this is divided by our factor, which is e to the power of 2t. So let's make some space here and see if we can push in what we find. So if you look carefully, we'll divide, the first part will divide by 3. So meaning we'll end up having negative 1 over 6 e to the power of 3t. Then that second part there will end up having a c divided by 5, which I'll just make another constant. Then e to the 5t, and then we need to add in another constant of integration here, and we will call that plus, let's say, k, and we need to divide this by e to the 2t. So the factor, or this one here, I'm going to make it to be a certain constant. I'm going to make it to be a. Okay. So because we have a common denominator, you will see that our y will simplify to this here. We'll have negative 1 over 6 e to the power of 3 minus 2, that will give us a t, and then plus a e to the power of 5 minus 2, that will give us a 3, and then plus we'll have a k times, if you look carefully, e to the negative 2t. So this here is what we find as our solution. So what we have above there is our solution. So I hope that you do understand, and all of these concepts, they click. So make sure that you are able to do or solve a problem using the method of repeat, or using the repeated factors method or first order method. So with that said, now we can go and look at the second question, question 2, where they are saying verify that your answer, but maybe let me see if in question 1, then we're required to identify y0 and y1. Okay, maybe let's deal with that. So I need you to remember that our y1 is what we call the particular solution. And usually the particular solution never has any unknowns. So this will be negative 1 over 6 e to the t. It will be that part of the solution. So that you should note that our particular solution has no unknowns. So that is very important in identifying it. There's no unknowns or parameters. So let's go now and have a look at y1. So what you will notice is that y0, not y1, which will be the homogeneous solution. That is the one that has unknowns, and they also call it the null space. Okay, so our y0, if you observe carefully, we have an unknown, so that is what it is going to be. So our y0 is going to be a e to the power of 3t plus k e to the power of minus 2t.